Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the old school, new vibes, where the older and the new G's speak about the golden era and the modern era. Old school, new school, need the murder.
1 2 1 2
1 2 y ya lo fuimos.
1 2 1 2. His voice double.
Welcome back. Old school vibes. We got some special guests for y'all.
Yes, sir.
We got Mike Diaz, aka Juan Bago.
Yes.
Am I allowed to clap about me?
Yeah.
Self-love is the best.
No, I didn't want to come off like
We
Mac and
got
seated.
Jerry Diaz, aka ElmoDifoca.
Thank you, sir. Thank you. I'm gonna clap myself too.
Sometimes finest.
Thank you, sir.
It's
Thank
been a
you.
minute, guys, man.
Seriously.
We've been trying to plan this for the longest, so
It
finally,
has, yeah.
good thing we finally got to make it happen.
Yeah,
Welcome for
man.
having us, man.
Perfect
Thank you.
way to start off the year, with the guests, and then some memory lanes we could definitely unpack. But we could start off with this song. Yo, what's up with that song?
Before we do it, we were just talking about before the show. We
Yeah.
were talking about how we've known each other for like 18 years.
Yo.
It's been a long
19
time. It's been a
years.
minute.
Decades.
And we
Yeah,
all
it really
aged
is.
well.
Yeah.
That's
We all
right.
aged well.
It's true though.
It's
We're,
true.
we're still 30 right?
30
30
plus. 30
Yeah.
plus.
47 is the new 30.
No, when they ask you how old are
You
you,
did not
you're
say
30,
that
you're
confidently
32.
at all. You're like,
32.
32.
I was going to say 20, but it's kind of pushing it. Yeah.
I'm middle aged.
Nah, but it's been a minute, man. I mean, so much, fuck, where do you start that, right? Like,
I know.
because it's you've been doing comedy forever, and I think it's Latin. I think Latin was probably one of the root, right? At
Yes,
and Chaz
yes.
too, Chaz, and then we just
Shout out to
spliced
Chaz and Latin.
the comedy with the music. Shout out to T Weapons and Psalms, and
Facts.
we had a lot going on through.
Entertainment
At
as
that
a
point, it
whole,
was
the
dope, man.
comedy scene, the sketch comedy, the music, everything just intertwined
It was
beautifully.
a beautiful era. It was
Yeah,
beautiful.
yeah.
It was like the Wild Wild West.
Yeah.
And we were just
The
creating so much.
The late 2000s.
Oh my God, it was a beautiful time.
We
Beautiful time.
were just talking about how like comedians and like that it's all art. You know what I mean? It's like rappers. Like you're about to go on on stage with your bit, and it's like you're loaded up with verses up there. And it's like the same thing, a freestyle, which is the improv. You know what I mean? So there's so much. They correspond a lot.
Well, that goes to show you also a testament, like the fact
Yo,
that
that's a big word, but go ahead.
yeah,
up.
it's very.
He's one of those guys. You're definitely gonna need the subtitles underneath, and you're gonna have to search it. Pause the podcast. Jerry said a big word.
Yeah.
That's it. That's it.
Jose
One more, my
who
nose
fact checks.
bleeds. Yeah,
You
that's it.
know how Joe Rogan has Jamie?
Yeah.
We got Jaime. And he fact checks it.
You don't use that word in that sentence. Try another one.
Well, I was gonna say, when we got started and when we were doing Room 28, we started that sketch
Room
group, and
28.
we were making our own doors. Like, the doors were closing in front of us. We were making our own doors. We were making our own path, and we were doing things that people like
Independently.
us, and things like people like us didn't look like, But we were also always about like trying to incorporate as much of like our community, like the art community, as
Right.
possible. So like when we were thinking about like even as our theme song, and that's how we were like, that's when we first got connected, because we, y'all had that song Mira Mira, with T Weapons.
Crazy.
Like it was
It
a
all
dope.
brings it
he
together.
produced that
Mira
song.
Mira brings
Produced
it
by
together.
Team.
That's
Yo,
crazy.
and
I would say my one hit wonder.
Yo, you're about to catch.
There's people that got zero who produced
Yo,
this
that's
shit
my
mad
one
records.
real
hit
quick. No,
I couldn't get a mention in fucking
we'll bring
Beverly
that up
Hills
then,
from
but go
it.
ahead. Continue. I'm
No,
sorry.
but the thing is like that's one of the things that I'm proudest of, like that intro that we created with our theme song. Like if I send my kids,
right.
if I send my kid to go, like when they go see it, you know, it may be cheesy or whatever, but it was like what was going on at the day, and we had our own version of that.
Yeah,
And to have y'all be the soundtrack to what we was doing
it
on
was
camera,
perfect.
That was a dope time, man. It was a dope
It was
time.
like a perfect blend, bro.
came
It was
full
like so,
circle.
like that song was so dope. You know what I mean? So even then, we were trying to like incorporate other factions, like, and that, like, again, we knew Latin. Like, shout out to Latin, bro, because he's like, he put me in a video with 50 Cent and shit, and like got me started on a whole bunch of stuff. Like,
That's dope.
opened certain doors for me
Yeah.
as well. And like, you know, one of these things when we're also talking back and remembering things, you know, you got to give roses and flowers to people that actually helped you and put a little push and helped you pave a way a little bit.
Yeah.
But he definitely put me in a different path. But I think, again, we knew each other through him, you know, through, you know,
I'm
him being a
pretty
director.
sure, like, because that's during the time when we were, you know, he now, you know, you get family and you kind. I know he dabbles.
He still dabbles a little bit.
Yeah.
in some,
Dabbles, yeah.
Music video stuff.
Don't correct me like that in the public.
You see that, Mike? You see that, Mike? Learn.
You think y'all break each other's balls?
Yeah.
This motherfucker.
Nah, but,
I was about to say, Mike,
That's why
you
he's
see,
higher than you, because he just gets down.
That's why he's up there with
I gotta look
You
up.
over there.
you didn't hear me? You didn't hear me though? I was like, yo, Mike, did you see that? Aprende, Mike, aprende. Mira.
I'm learning right
Mira,
now.
mira,
That's why
mira.
I'm just.
Mira, right.
Well, so what I remember that era was a lot of events, a lot of networking, and everything just coincided. The music side, you know, the sketch comedy, and not only that, you guys, all of y'all had your talent. You know what I mean? The writing, the acting, the camera work,
Improv
fucking
too, y'all was-
editing, everything. You know, live stand up. You know what I mean? I seen you guys do stand up. I seen shout out to Jamie. I seen him do stand up. So you need that extra, you know, extra level of that puts you over the top to really gain that camaraderie with everybody
Yeah.
that you work with. You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
and the thing is that a lot of people were starting their journey at the same time. So
Yeah.
like, it was just so fucking cool. Like, the fact is that when we did this, we had all these sketches, but we were like, you know what? We're gonna format it. Like, if you're gonna see a sketch on television, we need an intro, and then that's where it came in, and I had somebody create a thing. But it just felt so official, and it's great when you can dab into different arts and everyone growing, because we were talking to artists, singers, music, and everything, and that's why it was such a dope era and time, because it was just so
It
pure.
was beautiful.
I had brought up the vagina monologues too. That
Yes.
was
Oh my
dope.
God.
What year was
too.
that?
It must have
say-
been 09.
08, 09?
Yeah, it's such a
You
blur.
performed that night too.
That was when I was still doing my last bit of, you know, I'm still trying to be an artist. You know what I mean? Like, I was living my single life. So I was out in the club partying. I thought I was Mr. Playboy. You know what I mean? So
You was doing it though.
You were doing
so
it.
at that time, I had a few party records that I did with. I dropped in Surge's studio in Queens.
I know. I think I
got
jumped
you
on
on
one
one
of-
of them.
yeah,
It was
yeah.
just talking about player shit. You know what I mean? Being in the club.
You were like a
whatever.
promoter at that time too.
I was
like, kind of,
I was doing my thing,
was
you know,
doing it
promoting
all, bro.
parties, but these guys were serious. They were still in the studio dropping, you know, group
Yeah.
records and then solo ventures and all that stuff.
That was like at the time y'all were still doing porn or no more porn.
No, wait. What?
Yeah, I gave
was
it
that
up.
before Pornhub or?
Well,
that
I
was
don't want to.
before
I don't
Pornhub?
want to say that I've stopped doing it.
That's true too. You're kind of hinting like he retired.
Yeah,
Right.
exactly.
Right.
We don't. You know.
You got LeBron in basketball, and then you got. I'm not gonna finish that sentence,
Jerry
but
D.
you said that. You said
Yeah,
that.
that was
Yeah.
like 2009. Yo, that was
an event, bro.
Yeah.
That shit was that was uptown too. What spot was that? Like
El Morocco,
in Morocco.
which
So
we
you know,
performed
so,
there.
oh my God! So wait, we performed that night too, right?
Did
No.
we?
Did we?
I know it was. I
We
I
did
did
a
a
Johnny
I did a-
Monaco.
It was a few
They
things.
did.
We
Let's just say
opened.
for our viewers, it wasn't our event that
No.
we were doing for China Monologues.
No.
Yeah,
It was a whole
that's
crew. Shout out to what was her name? Zuleika.
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 Yeah,
Shout out to
Zuleika.
Zuleika.
Memory,
They
yeah.
were the ones behind
Oh,
it.
Oh, that's right.
Like,
So yeah, they
were
hired us to
organizing-
open up.
organizing-
So me and Jamie had nothing. Like we had no material. That was like, see, that's what I'm saying. Like back in the day, you could do certain things where like
It
you
didn't make
didn't have the
sense.
fear of like, oh, they're gonna record this and put this on the internet and it's just gonna ruin. You could experiment, you could do things. So we
That was
had bits,
before cancel culture.
absolutely.
got
So
crazy.
we had bits that we would work that we had that it was
Raunchy
making-
shit.
Well, no, we had bits that we knew worked everywhere, but then we would do a venue or like an event like this, we'd be like, yo. We gotta make a joke about
Extra
a
spicy.
vagina
Mm-hmm.
at vagina monologues, and
Yeah.
and like we sat there like 15 minutes before the show and wrote like freestyle a whole song about a girl named Regina, so we can rhyme it with vagina.
Yo,
We made that shit up. Like we literally made that up. Right, it was always a tightrope kind of thing. But that's why me and this dude always, we always worked well. We always had ideas. But again, it's being able to do that with the community. You know what I mean?
Let's talk about the core. When you guys started out, it was you guys, Jamie, Rachel. Who else was part of the original crew?
Are we talking about like
the room
07, 08?
The Room 28 squad.
the room
Well, when
we
Mira
started working
Mira
together.
happened and all that was just me, Mike, and Jamie.
Okay,
That
it was
just
the
us
three
three.
of them.
Yeah, we
Got
like
you.
that's
And then
we-
it evolved because later on, I'm talking about after, what?
2014 when we came back.
Yes.
Y'all had a whole crew.
It was we
Y'all
added
Blanquitos and all that.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
that too. Yes. Actually, no. The Blanquito came. McKenna came maybe 2 years after. Yeah.
But I mean, in that iteration, yes.
Yeah, but when the original.
Shout out to Jamie, by the way.
Shout out to
Yeah,
Jamie,
that's-
bro.
He's still
We're
part
gonna,
of the.
we're gonna get you up in here.
Yo, we're still the three amigos. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
We
yeah.
still do everything.
So the original
That's
time, we part of another comedy troupe, and so but they was all live and they would perform every 2 weeks. I was part of it, and then they were still there. And then I got a camcorder because at the time, which I think is fused now, I got a camcorder and I was supposed to create content weekly. And I was like, yo, we got a camcorder. I had a relationship with Gilberto Flores.
Okay.
Oh yeah.
And we were shooting stuff, and I was like, "Yo, let's just have him direct."
Gil.
And so shout out to Gil. And then we had like a squad, and that was like the Wild Wild West because we would meet up on a Saturday morning, not even any sketch written, and we would just go and shoot.
We would have a
bunch of
premise,
sketches.
and we knew what we wanted the joke to be to end.
Yo, if you
and
had
the beginning
IG
would
at
just
that time,
boom.
bro.
No,
like the way it is
Crazy.
now,
It would've been- it
or
would've been-
TikTok, or like.
Oh, no, we would've killed it.
The
Yeah,
first, the first content that I remember, like that I saw, was the pan con queso, which I thought was fucking
Oh,
hilarious
yeah,
when I
that shit
saw
was
it.
viral. That shit
Yeah.
went
That
viral.
was that's what I was
Pan
gonna
con
ask. Was
queso.
that the first like huge viral thing you had? Because you guys started before going viral was really kind of a thing. Was that the first viral thing that you guys, like piece of content that you guys
And
had
it was
that blew
so
up?
accidental. I mean, Jerry,
You were doing parodies of certain songs.
The first time I like viral was when I was doing the Fernando the Party Planner in the Bronx. I was
Oh,
playing
bro,
everyone
they got
else's
some
character.
funny ass.
Yeah.
But
We
then
could
when
play
I
that shit all day.
yeah, but then that was the thing about it. Like in that day and age, we did the Panco Queso, which was when the Steelers were in the Super Bowl. So everything had to be aligned correctly for everything. We didn't even
right.
plan it.
That
We
shit
just
blew
put
up,
it out.
yeah.
And then what
Panco
really
Queso,
changed
Panco
everything was
Queso.
Billboard wrote an article about all the different types of remixes, and they were like, "Oh, there's a Spanish one," and they thought we were real rappers, and it was like, no, and lip syncing on top of that. So I remember we were
It's the
getting
most
mad
convoluted
heat.
shit.
Yo, we were getting mad heat from real rappers from Washington Heights because they were like, "Yo, what the fuck? Who these guys?"
But you did it in
whatever.
Spanish though, so you
Yeah,
didn't.
but
you
it
weren't
wasn't really
lip-syncing.
them rapping.
No, but it wasn't us.
Oh, okay.
But
It
we were
was
getting,
us.
okay.
we were getting like, yo, these two fucking idiots. Where's rap going to? They have like fucking
They
Bustelo
thought y'all
tattooed
were
on
being
your
serious. They
face.
thought
So,
y'all.
And
so
I'm
it was
like-
like it's him and Oscar
Martinez.
Right,
Oh,
shout out
to him.
Otto, who people always confuse as me because we the two darkies. But that's a whole different other dude, right? So that's Bago and No, right? So they were the performers. They lip synced all the songs. And then we had like people like Ann Palmini and me and all these other people. We were the ones performing and writing the songs because we was writing jokes and shit. You know, Jamie was part of those writing teams, you know.
Yeah.
You know,
Yo, y'all heard that song that I don't wanna go to work, right?
Yeah.
No, when I first heard that, I thought
It was us.
It was
like
y'all. I felt like that's something, y'all kind of that spoof and that kind of
Yeah.
comedy. Y'all definitely one of the
Yeah.
So
first
you were talking a
doing
little
stuff
bit.
like that.
You started
Thank
talking
you.
about getting up on the weekends and writing sketches on the spot.
All right, so that was it. We knew we had a director and an editor. We knew we had our squad, and we knew we had a couple premises. So during the week, we were like, all right, let's just come up with some ideas. I would write some stuff down,
Right.
And then we would all meet in my apartment.
Right.
And then from there, we would just go out of the park. Everything was shooting either indoor or outdoor.
In the Heights, baby.
And yo, there was some great. Yo, I look back, they're still out there, and I'm like, yo, that's fucking crazy. We would just pure improv. It's
and everybody's ideas got done. You understand what I'm saying? Like, if anybody came up with had enough. Because the thing is, at the end of the day, like if you could put it at least on paper and be like, yo, this is how this is gonna be, then things got a little respected and be like, all right. You know, the idea was a little bit more solidified. So, you know, I think it was always a group effort when we were there, too.
I had sent Mike some pics that I had on Facebook of that day. It was one of those we were talking about earlier that you had to submit the video in 24 hours. So y'all was there like the day
24-hour
before.
film festival.
Remember that
the
shit?
24-hour. People, you listen. What was your experience with that?
We were. I think that was at the around the time that me and Psalms were starting to do like video stuff. So we were doing like behind the scenes stuff. I think, but we were there for like the writing part. You know, when you guys were putting it all together, and then you were shooting it. There were scenes with you, I think, and Jamie, and it's like some girl was coming in with her boyfriend, some shit like that. I don't remember, but the shit holds up. Like it's, you know what I mean. It holds up to this day if you were to see it. But so I remember they had to write it, film it, edit it, and then submit it in 24 hours.
Physically.
So we had to
Physically, you had
rush
to take
that
it.
shit downtown, right?
Yeah.
And
In the city.
everybody got their, and then they gave you the premise what the movie had to be. Like they gave you a clue of what the movie had to incorporate.
It was like a short film, like
Yeah.
maybe 10,
But
10 minutes maybe?
I think I've done like 3 of them, and that's how I met Ant. That Ant and I was from the 24-hour shooting contest because you're literally hour 16. If you don't like someone on set, you haven't slept. So you that patience of yours is not there, and you're like, yeah, I ain't fucking with this is too much.
Yeah.
But it's such a great learning experience because then
Yes,
at the
it
end of the
is.
day, when you're like, yo, you know, I'm thinking about doing a short film. I'll film it for 3 months. No, you did everything in 24 hours. So there's no excuse after the fact that once you do it for 24
Speaking
hours.
of that, I
Back
think
then,
that was one of the
editing
last
was
things
crazy.
that we had worked on together. You had told me about this guy doing a movie. It was up, I think, in the Bronx. Remember? I don't think it ever came out.
Which one was it?
There was like some guys had to play crooks breaking into the house.
Was it Holopeo?
It
was a Holopeo Gil and Glennis?
And me?
No. I don't think it was Glenn. I don't think it was
Okay.
It was a movie. I gotta look for it. I'll circle back with you. It was up in the Bronx.
Right.
And you don't remember this?
Dude, what
But
year
the
are we
movie-
talking about?
I want to say maybe 2018, maybe. Yeah. Up in the Bronx.
Wait, wasn't no.
The movie never came
No,
out.
Gil did that,
And then
it was like
they had this white boy fighter.
it was
he was,
Paul Teta Man.
Yeah. Who
Yeah.
was the
Teta
director?
Power.
No,
for that?
that
Get
was
it right. It's Teta Power.
Oh, Teta. He's gonna see this. He's gonna.
And remember,
be
I was
upset.
always tell you, yo, when is this movie coming out?
No,
bro?
that was Gil's short film. My wife was the lead where she was like doing
Karate.
She was like she was a killer.
Kung Fu.
Yeah, I don't know why I did that.
they were
No,
short.
you know what it is? He's one of the hosts. And he does martial.
It was very
So I felt like I had to
I
match him
could
with
have
the
said dance
energy.
bachata, but I didn't like that route. I rather go karate.
But I'm saying that was one of my last memories
Yes.
of linking up to work on
Yes.
something together.
Speaking to the mic.
Sorry, my bad. Yeah. How long have I been doing
He
this?
corrected you back. Yeah. That's what he was doing right there.
But I mean, again, to circle,
angry.
I like this dynamic.
this is good. I like this because we don't look
really
like we're bickering.
Bro,
and
I
stuff.
like.
Yeah.
I mean, we go way back, but we go way back.
Yeah.
You know what I
Oh,
mean?
no.
So.
way.
Way
You did
back.
two ways.
You know how many
Yeah.
group
No
chats?
Diddy.
You know
No
how many
Diddy.
group
No Diddy.
chats turn into
No
fights,
Diddy.
and I'm just in the background. I'm reading the whole shit. My popcorn. You know, I'm reading the whole shit. Scrolling
Nah,
down.
it's turning up now.
You know, I think that's like low key one of the most entertaining thing when you're in a group chat and 2 other people are fighting.
Yeah.
You're just like, yeah.
Yeah.
And then you say, Jerry's good. Yo, Jerry
I'm
will
a
just
good
chime in with
instigator.
jokes.
Not
I'm
even
on
that.
every side.
I be on some
Our
passive
friends try to-
aggressive shit
Yeah,
on
yeah.
the group chat.
Because we're the only ones that kind of do music. So our friends try to like instigate a rap battle And they'll be like, yo, yes, sir.
Yeah. And the theme says he's retired, and then on and on it goes. Yeah.
I'll make a beat though.
Not even,
can do
bro.
a verses
I
with
retired the
beats.
and everything.
Everything.
I'll do some videos about it. You know, that was my evolution.
Yes.
Being a rapper, you know, then making beats. And now I'm focusing on, you know.
But that all helps out in the grand scheme
it all-
of things.
I mean, we did
Absolutely.
a couple of tracks.
He
We did a couple of tracks.
He jumped on a few tracks.
You know,
How does that
dusted
feel?
off the mic.
How does it
It
feel
was
as an
cool.
artist?
I just don't pursue it as seriously because I know they put a lot of work and time into
Right.
it. To me, it was more for fun to work on a project together with the guys that coincides with the podcast. Sure.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And
No,
we'll
of
do more.
course.
We'll definitely do more. But
Yeah.
these guys are doing albums like every month. You know what I
they
mean?
really serious
they're
about their
serious
music.
about it.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, that's
I
how
can't-
it got to be in today's day.
I would have
though.
imposter syndrome if, you know, to even consider myself an artist still. It's just, I
Yeah.
just do it for fun.
So you know, I like it. Speaking on that, like I was talking about this experience that I had. You know, when we got commissioned at Room 28 to do the like some Trump song thing, right?
Right.
We had to do whatever. No. That's not even the point of this of the story, asshole. But the thing was,
Like
right?
he's
So
still under
now this guy,
contract with
this was.
Yo, did she throw some money at you?
Don't get this podcast flagged.
Yeah.
Especially after the 20th, bro.
Oh, it's a wrap.
Just pronounce it like
Just act like you like
Kamala.
it.
Elon's gonna
Like
have
with
some
the Spanish,
technology
so
anytime
it's
someone
okay.
mentions.
Okay, let's start talking
She
like
always
this.
says
okay?
shit about fucking Elon.
No, it's true. He's gonna have some technology that if they hear Trump, they be like the podcast on January something.
Shadow
talk to
ban.
him.
I'm
Yeah.
telling you, Elon's gonna send his satellites and start killing all of us, and this nigga's gonna be like, "I told you, I told you, something was up with that dude."
Mark ain't guilty. You know, Mark's guilty too. All right. Anyways, Jerry, you got commissioned.
No, right. No, when we did the song, what I'm saying was it was put up on like Billboard and like it
Yes.
got heavy promotion, right? And it's a parody song. It was a joke song. It was comedy. And friends that I had that were artists, you know, they would be like, "Oh yeah, you know, they're supporting it," or they would be posting it on their pages. But then I'm seeing like they're in an artist community, you know, and real artists would like be really pissed off. Like, they're like, you know
How
how
could they not tell
hard.
it's a parody though?
No, but the thing is
doesn't
like, but the thing is, it's
It's the
like,
support.
I was,
That's
bro,
right.
I was on Billboard. No, but I'm saying though, like, I'm on Billboard. I'm on all these things, right? And they were like, "Yo, I've been busting my ass for 10 years, like with
To
my
try,
music,
yeah, I
right?"
could-
And this guy
I
came
see
up with
from
some
there.
bullshit,
Right.
and he's doing like all these, like, you
Right,
know what I mean?
right,
It was
right.
crazy, and
I got you.
I understood that part because I used to do music. I took it seriously, you know,
Right.
at a certain point
Yeah,
too.
yeah.
And I was just like, okay, I could see that, but it puts me in a conflict. And I'm like, yo, I'm not even doing it with those intentions, you know.
It
You're
also-
just doing your thing, and
That's it.
It's
And
being
it-
received well. Yeah,
Correct.
right.
And it's
yeah.
like, and sometimes it's like, yeah, I'm using the medium of music, you know, but like,
It's part of your brand.
right.
Right.
Yeah.
You know?
when you're doing music, if you want to reach more people, you not that you gotta dumb it down, but the message has to be in like layman's terms. You know what I
Right.
mean? Just to reach, because slang, even how you pronounce things, like. You know, there's sometimes, you know, via work, I'm listening to people from like mid states or like the West Coast, and they don't sound the same. And like AI platforms, they don't pick up words the same either. You know what I mean? So a lot of, not to get all deep, but you know, I like getting deep. Pause. No diddy. But like how certain frequencies, you know what I'm saying, picks up or not. So just saying things as broad as general. So that's why a lot of the music, called as parody, accidentally just connected with people because it's catchy. But this is what music is right now too. These kids are looking for that kind of. They're aiming for that
like
kind
rap,
of quote parody.
especially hip hop, like rap music. It like goes perfect with comedy from the standpoint of like when you rap and you trying to hit punchlines anyway.
Yo,
Right.
facts.
You know?
Yeah, for sure.
So
I
when-
try to put more comedy into
exactly,
my rhymes.
and also like when you drop
even
a
if it's dark humor, or whatever.
yeah,
but-
if you drop a funny line in a serious, you could drop the funniest fucking line in a serious song. It's a bar. You understand what I'm saying? So
Yeah.
the fact that that whole music thing, like being able to like when I'm writing these like they say the Three Kings shit, like okay, I'm gonna make this like this is like this is if I was one of the kings, I'm gonna talk shit or whatever. How would that
Right, right.
how would that be at the time?
So dope.
You know what I mean? So now I'm like, okay, maybe educate a little bit. I'm doing this, but I'm doing all those things unintentionally because my first intention is to make you laugh.
Right,
If it ain't funny, that's what, sometimes it gets lost with comedians and comics. It's like, listen, if your intent is shock, you're gonna shock. But if you want to just go aim for funny first,
Right.
and it doesn't matter how shocking it is,
Right.
Because it's funny,
So it's jokes, but they rhyme,
right?
and the whole show is about
Basically,
that.
these parody songs is what it
like
is a lot
spoken
of
word.
times, Yeah, like I just did. I mean, in one of the shows, I did a whole, I had my own commentary as far as when it comes to the movie In the Heights, right? So we did this whole In the Heights parody of like, this is what the Heights is to me.
Right.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I'm talking
not
about
the
dog
sugar-coated.
shit. Yeah, I'm talking about the dog shit everywhere. I'm talking about the fucking, you know what I mean? Like, everybody selling weed, you know what I mean? All that shit. So, at the end of the day, most of this stuff, it also lends itself right to it. And, I'm just the person I'm the vessel that just finds it. It's like, there's times that I'm like, yo, where did it even come from? I didn't even think, like, boom, but it just works out.
And I think with music, like everybody has their preferences, but one thing that's universal is everybody likes to laugh, right? Everybody wants to
Right,
laugh.
right.
So when they hear it, you're automatically drawn to it. And for like an actual music artist to either be bitter or to hate on you for your success when your music is aimed in a completely different direction, it's to get laughs. You know what
So
I mean?
entertainment.
And that's why people are drawn to it.
I mean, I got some bars for them if they
Right.
wanted to. You know what I'm saying?
They could
And
get it
that's
too.
what the great thing, right? Because they'll just think, oh,
Yeah.
and then you just
You know what I'm saying? Like, all right, let's go for it.
That's
Yeah.
the rope-a-dope.
So talk about how the Three Kings project came together and who directed it, everything.
Yo, don't tell them what to do.
Because it's the latest
latest
thing
thing,
y'all
yeah.
came out with.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Go ahead. No, go ahead, Mr. Producer.
ahead.
No, you producer,
Okay, my turn this time.
Okay, there you go. And then
one
I
you
go.
go?
Next. Okay, it's fine.
So we've been wanting
Why,
to
did
do.
you say it last time? So then maybe I
remember.
should go?
Yeah. That's why I was.
Flip a coin.
That's why.
Flip a coin.
Okay.
That's why. We should have talked.
We should have talked
should've
about
been
this off the
prepared.
air. Yeah. So sorry
Say
we
it
didn't come
together
prepared.
at the same time.
Okay, yeah. So what happened was we just went to here. We did put
We've been
the
wanting to
finish
do
each
this.
other's
Wow.
sentences.
No. So basically, it's an idea that we've been talking around. Like there's certain ideas that we have in our heads that are always floating around, and that was one of them. Like we were always talking about how the Three Kings is really where you get the idea of giving gifts for Christmas and all this other stuff, and it gets lost in the whole Santa stuff, and now like there's a whole like awakening to like the commercialization of what Santa is and shit. So we were like, it's funny too. January 6th also got co-opted by something else.
Crazy. Yeah.
Right? So now when you think of that date, before you used to think Three
real
Kings.
talk.
Now it's not that anymore,
Right.
you know?
It's insurrection.
That's crazy.
Correct. So we thought, how funny would it be, like let's claim the day back. Like we trying to claim but fuck
Nah.
we just claiming the day back. We want to claim Christmas back.
Right.
To what it really should be.
Right.
And in the song we say, we gave out gifts before Saint Nick. Like we the real kings,
That's a reoccurring thing too. Every year you can revisit this, spice it up different.
things. And
Dope.
so I wanted so like in the song we don't we have our artist songs that we perform under, right? But I wanted to make sure like especially in the teaser you see the names of the Three Kings, the real names, Melchior, Balthazar, and Gaspar.
Yeah.
Damn,
You got and what they
Who's
brought.
the third dude on it? The third
Melchior.
guy?
No,
No.
the performer.
Oh, Astro.
Astro.
I'm ready to educate you, right?
He was about to go into the history.
What's up?
It's like, yo, we knew this dude who raps. His name is
He lived
Melchior.
approximately 71 pieces.
Tell me about the biblical
You're
breakdown.
gonna put the
of-
wiki link underneath the link, right?
Yeah,
for sure.
Hit that tag right
I thought
there.
Jerry's gonna be like, yo, we knew this dude. He's a rapper. He's Melchior, so we only had.
That's a dope rapper name. Now.
It is. I'm thinking about it now.
Melchior, son.
But yeah, no, it felt it kind of like all came together too. Like, so we had the idea, and then we had just done a couple of like parody songs. We did the swish song,
Yeah.
and we switched it off because
That
Dominicans
is
talk
so
with the
hilarious.
sounds. Yeah. So we was like, oh, that's perfect. Like I said, certain things like lend itself to each other. So that kind of went a little viral. So like I said, we had this idea. It was like, yo, I think this is the year that we should. And January 6th, oh man, like it's funny, blah blah blah. And then having the fact that like all these things were happening in real time politically, like, all right,
Right.
Yeah.
this is a good
good
place
time.
because people are not gonna be all up in arms. It's like, oh, we're just making this
Yeah.
statement, you know?
Yeah. Y'all went
and
all
trying to
out
make
there with
funny.
costumes and everything.
Yeah, we had a good time, man. It was fun. So then it was like, again, let's make sure it's funny, you know. We want to be riding camels and shit. Just some stupid shit. Like we just want to make
I
it
know
funny.
it
you
looks awesome. Yeah,
Plus, I
definitely
mean,
spot on with that.
We've been doing it for so long that we definitely wanted to create something that will last for a long time. We didn't want to do something, you know, we wanted to have something that was ageless because we've been doing it for so long. So the brand is there, so that we wanted to make sure it's quality.
Are you
So-
guys working on any new sketches? Any new sketch comedy
Yo,
stuff?
you could do like
works?
the Tres Reyes and they take an Easter and do like a Easter song. You know what I mean? Like it could find a holiday for every.
This guy sounds like an artist. He like,
Sounds like Ark wants to jump in on the next song.
No, because we were just saying how
Noah's
Jamie's like
Ark.
the third, the three amigos. Have you guys spoken about getting together and, working on some new sketch?
yeah,
Well, they did
Well-
a sketch show last year, which we made like what was it called? This Is Us Now, like the J-Lo thing, and we
Yeah.
brought we
Yeah.
came back
I see
together.
you post sketches, here and there, and then you just erase. Sometimes you just erase your whole shit. You leave stuff up for a while, and then you just delete everything.
But we did an actual live
Just for
show.
clarity.
Like, they hadn't done a live. I've been doing live shows and stuff on my own. I have my own thing. It's called Saint Sunday.
Shout it out, Papa.
Yeah,
Yeah,
But
go
now
ahead.
they
Shout
so
it out.
I just did. It's
Do
called
it
Saint
again.
Sunday. Saint Sunday comedy.
There you go.
Sunday
Yeah,
comedy,
Saint Santo
yes.
Domingo.
Santo Domingo.
Right here. You
Saint
can
Sunday
see.
Comedy.
We're
you
gonna
can
do some
put the link
plugs
in
at the
bottom
end
right
too.
there.
So whatever.
Santo.
Whatever new
So yeah,
stuff.
so by the way, yeah, that's the show. We got a show coming up in April. It's fun. I'm putting it together now,
Yeah,
so
let
it's
us
Yeah,
gonna be
we're
fun.
gonna put the
Exclu-
graphics.
It's
By
also
the way,
like it's on my birthday
exclusive.
exclusive. Yeah, it's
Yeah,
on my birthday,
exclusive.
so it's gonna be a birthday celebration type.
Let's
shit.
do it.
Yeah.
We just gave you some.
I'm gonna be.
So, yeah, I feel honored. Thank
This
you.
could sort of be a promo video too, because you can clip this
Yeah.
and then he could share it, and people like, oh my god,
I'm
he's
gonna be
Word.
3014 again.
Yeah.
So
I think I was born that year.
yeah.
No, but I mean, talk. All right, going back to the whole,
Yeah.
working on some new sketches type of thing.
I mean, and we're also always working on like the new, like if we find a little niche in like the what do you call that? The zeitgeist.
Yes.
That people are like missing. Another big word. You can.
Yeah. That's two, yo. You only get
two.
one
Nah,
more.
He got
We're
three.
gonna
he got three.
underline it.
Yeah.
That bingo card is going crazy right now.
Yo, Puerto Rican Parade is coming up, man. We can, we should definitely throw like a episode for that and do some fun shit for that. But yo, include
the
us
Dominican
whenever
Parade.
for whatever. Let us know, man. I love dabbling into all of that. Especially nowadays you gotta be multimedia.
Oh yeah.
which is dope when you're doing, like you said, you got that 16 in the cut in case you have to
Yeah,
put that
show
out.
out,
you know?
yeah.
What do you guys think
In
about
case you got to
like,
pop out and show ninjas,
do. Yeah.
word up,
as my son will say.
the state of just like the industry right now as a whole?
Music wise or what?
Music. I mean, entertainment.
Just entertainment
in
in general, right?
Entertainment
It
in
is
general.
crazy because even for actors and you hear
Comedians,
a
yeah.
lot of
Well, I mean,
like just
COVID did what it did to as
And now
far as the
AI,
like
bro.
live entertainment aspect. Like it took a big hit, and even the theaters, the whole theater aspect of it.
that shit
and
changed everything, man.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like like I understand. There's a lot of theater enthusiasts and film lovers that love the whole experience of going to a movie and sitting
I
in
still
a
enjoy it.
theater.
I still
No, of
like it.
course, but at the end of the day, like, do you have that time all the time to do that?
Right. And
When
now
you could
everybody's
just be
streaming shit at home.
and you got 67-inch, 80-inch
right.
television
No
in
Diddy.
your house,
No Diddy.
and you can pause it to go to the bathroom and oil yourself
There you
up.
go.
For sure.
No.
No Diddy, and then you come back and you continue to watch what you were doing. But I'm just saying, there's just the convenience of home.
Right.
It's outweighing the whole live
I'll save
aspect
the
of it.
movie experience for like to get my nerd on with the Marvel movies
and the
or some
kids,
shit.
because
Yeah,
I was like, yo, yeah, we just gonna watch Sonic at home. My son's like, nah, we gotta go
Gotta
see
go.
that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which I'm glad we did see. Which
I heard it was good.
it was really good.
Yeah, I mean, you make outings of it. You have to,
Yeah.
like I said, there's an enthusiast, but I'm saying there
And
are
then
a lot more people that are.
$150 later,
Yeah, exactly. There's people that
And
are
that's from the
that are
concession.
practical. Like, listen,
That's just from the concession, bro. What the?
if
it's
my
crazy.
father had
crazy.
known that shit when we was, he'd be like, no. that Chinese lady that sells a DVD, she would have been.
Yeah.
You understand what I'm saying?
Even richer.
Facts. You
Or
know
I
what
go
I mean?
up in there with, you know what I'm saying, my pocket stashed already with some goodies and stuff.
I'm telling you, bro. Like it's the entertainment business as in general is like that. You can't depend on the big.
Right.
On the machine
Everybody
anymore.
has to do it
Nah.
independently.
Not even
Because-
music, no, even artists are independent
I
on the
like
machine
you shouldn't
anymore.
like at this point like you don't need to sign with any fucking record label. You understand what I'm saying?
Really quick, right? Ye just posted this, I think today or whatever, earlier last week or some shit. Just recently, he posted his this is his advertisement. He just posted a one pager, and it had a bunch of clothing that he has available with the link to his site. And then like today, he posted how much he made in the last few days.
2 million, right?
Yeah, it was like almost $3 million bro in like 2 days.
And that's from his self-advertisement.
Oh, maybe
There's
one
no
day. I think it was just one day.
ads,
Nothing. Just
Nothing.
posting
Just
that.
here. And
Yeah.
everybody eats it up. It's way different than it used to be.
Yeah.
These dudes who were huge, all of their budget used to go into
did it?
advertising and advertising and marketing. And now their word of mouth is everything.
Yeah.
That's a good catch, by the way.
Yeah, I know. I didn't even hear myself do it.
Like I
yeah.
said, you're in the corner there. You can be mad sneaky, but
Yo,
he caught you.
since I known him, we're going back almost 20 years. Everything,
Forever.
but you couldn't even speak around him, man.
Yo, if somebody's like parent or just not feeling well in the hospital, and like, yo, man.
You be in the other room. You be in the other room and you say some shit, and from the other room you hear, "Yo, that's crazy."
Yo, nah, but
Yes.
with the art too, man. AI is really, at least from what I hear, actors like complain about, because a lot of these actors like sign contracts where they didn't read the fine print, where
Their
their
likeness,
likeness
yeah.
Right.
is fucking taken. So it's like you can sit down, yeah, you'll get a little check, but you don't even gotta be here. Like I got a stunt double doing all of that, and they're just gonna put your
I mean,
face
but you
on
see,
it.
you see it on the internet now. Like, since when is Denzel Washington such a philosopher?
Yeah, yeah, it's true. Every
be
clip
saying
now
some
he's
deep shit,
kicking
though.
knowledge.
That's
yeah.
not even.
No, they-
you understand what I'm saying? Like, that's some AI. I would just be watching. And they put like 5 clips of him mention 3 words, and then it disappears to him just like, that's it. You know what I'm saying? And that's not even
He had
him.
a suit on
Yeah.
in front of a school, and
The
You know what I'm
funniest
saying?
part
Like,
is
that's what I'm saying. Like it all depends on, how people are consuming it and how you are using it. I think it's any tool, like any tool that there is out there. If you use it properly, I think the things that you could create with it are amazing.
But
And
a lot of-
that's the part that's tough. It's the part where
It takes people's
it's taking
jobs.
away people's jobs.
the script
Yeah.
writers
Right.
now
The
también.
AI shit is crazy.
But the thing is like, again, people are getting AI scripts or whatever, they're doing that shit, but you can tell when it's an
Yeah,
AI
the work
script.
suffers. Absolutely. Yep.
It's
So
if
I
you're
thi-
trying to pump out content, I get it, and that's what a lot of places are
That's
just
what they're
doing. Yeah,
and not to like veer too far off, but that's one of our biggest arguments for like Marvel, and we feel like they kind of started getting those generic scripts, and like, yo, what the fuck is
Yeah,
going
watered
on
down.
over here?
we just got to release these movies at these points.
pace, yeah.
Yeah, it's like beats. You know what I mean? Like at a certain points, we got to have these. What do you call that? Tempo, whatever
Projects, yeah,
projects.
yeah.
So like they could keep popping. Still remain relevant. Even shit that really really sucked, and even shit that they're not even talking about or try to erase in their whole universe, right? In their whole Marvel verse. But those things existed. Those projects were there. But at the time, people were anticipating that shit, and that's all they need, your anticipation.
Yeah.
They don't even care about what they feed. It's like with the food. Like they don't care what they're giving you, bro.
And it's trickling down too, because you're seeing independent artists making the mistake of, like, they'll post something and you look at the caption and you could tell that it's straight copy and paste out of Chat GPT.
Right.
And like you could, like, that's not how you talk. Like, and it's clear as day that everybody can tell that that's not how you talk. And to me, I think that's one of the biggest mistakes you can make, because nowadays people want to connect with you, right? And since they want to connect with you, the worst thing
It's
you
not
could do
genuine.
is not represent
Right.
yourself. That's
right. Like,
just
listen, as an
computer.
actor, there's scripts that you come up on and you read the dialogue and you're like, first of all, I don't know anybody that talks like this.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
But no, you trying to capture a certain type of person that, You don't even know. You don't even know who this person is, but you know.
You got to try to become
You
that
try
person.
to be, and you're writing in a way that you don't even understand. So like you even looking at it, it's like, yo, this shit is not gonna work because it's not genuine.
Yeah,
and I
yeah.
think that's what it all comes down to, even as artists. Like we just want everything to be genuine, and when you're putting in these,
You know who's really good at doing that though? Drake. Like, not to.
Shit always got to come back around the
Yeah,
fucking
yeah,
train.
yeah. He has to mention this once an episode.
I
yeah.
definitely want to hear your take on that whole Kendrick
Papi Shampoo.
and Drake beef.
Art took it personal. Art took it very personal.
because he's like, when I look at Drake, his like the history of him, how he was a actor and like if you were
He's still an actor.
right?
He's still acting.
facts,
Yeah,
no,
yeah.
it's true. Like you don't know, but like, and then to see where he was at. And then to see where, like, just the evolution of him and then some of his content, how it changed, it was really believable. Like, he speaks super gangster sometimes, and it's like, up until Kendrick really exposing some of that and removing that. But he's really good at doing that kind of generic or fake or whatever's trendy, and he'll hop on that and he'll do it
not
well.
only that, like
Were you
that was
guys
his
Drake?
talent.
I'm sorry, were you guys Team Drake or Team Kendrick? Or it doesn't matter?
What team were you on? Because you got to say the right one. Otherwise, you
whole
got to
shit.
hit the road.
Yeah, yeah.
Team neutral. Like I was just watching.
Team Kendrick.
Same here.
We'll take that.
Kendrick.
I like that.
No.
I like that take. I like Team Neutral.
No, I here's the thing too. Here's my thing.
Who
You
had the
know,
hardest joint?
Whoa,
Pause, no
Yeah, come on.
that's another podcast.
Whoever's hardest joint.
Like I knew, right? Like
I knew who won only because you know I walked in. I'm driving in my car and
Not like
They
us.
Not Like Us
It's
comes
on
up,
everywhere,
and my
right?
daughter's 11 years old,
Yeah.
and she's going
Word
word
for
for word.
yeah, same.
Word for fucking word.
Yeah.
And I was like, shit.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
That was a
And-
banger.
But I am not, like, we talk about this all the time. I'm not a Kendrick fan. You know
Yeah.
what I mean?
Same here.
But I
Same
respect the talent. I respect
right.
he's great.
Yeah.
He's just
Right.
not my thing. He's not
Yeah.
my cup of tea, you know?
Gotcha.
Yeah, the
But-
same. I am a fan, but I'm not like one of those.
No, I,
diehard
like I
fans.
have a couple of his songs in
Yeah,
my
like, okay, yo,
rotation.
shit's
You know what I
fire,
mean?
yeah.
Yeah, like this, like I can't deny his talent is
And so
undeniable.
does Drake. Drake's got some
But you
undeniable
know,
shit too.
this is the other thing with Drake though. First of all, Drake is longevity number one
Yeah.
for how long he was doing it.
Yeah.
His like, all right, everybody has gifts and his talent was knowing how to hit those generic keys
does
and
them
notes
very well
that people
and
he did it well.
believable.
He was not only giving himself hits, he was making hits for other people.
Right.
Yeah,
he was
facts.
blessing them off.
Yeah.
Everybody wanted a hit, yo. You had to put Drake on your joint.
Yeah.
Like we can't forget
No
about
Diddy,
that.
yeah.
You know what I mean? No, very Diddy.
Yeah.
Very Diddy.
Yo, we're gonna have so
Jerry
many
owned
clips
it.
from
I
this
know,
shit,
I
bro.
know.
Jerry owned it. He was saying no, very
very.
Diddy.
So
Very Diddy.
we were talking about getting into characters. Like,
Sure.
you guys have done different characters that you've invented throughout the years. Is there a character that stuck with you that you could maybe resurface it, like like something memorable that you remember doing? A character
good
that you could
question.
say, "Yo, I'm gonna do a skit with this guy again." You know what I mean? Like
Yeah, that's-
bring somebody back from the previous.
My favorite like duo. There's a characters that we do together, and before it was these twin brothers that were porn stars.
Okay.
right? But that.
Based on a true
But
story.
the character,
That's
but
why we
that,
never
that
retired.
became, but that became the basis of us creating the
Hilarious.
Mercado brothers.
Okay.
Who
I think
are
I might
Walter
have-
Mercado, Walter Mercado's sons.
Okay.
Who
I
are
think
now
I see
private
one.
investigators.
See this? See where
watch
it's going?
this.
Keep
Yeah.
going. Keep
I'm gonna
going.
Google this shit as soon as we get the
Keep
show.
going.
So
That sounds crazy.
right, so we solve crimes using people's astrological signs.
Yes.
Man.
See what I'm saying?
genius.
You know what I'm saying? So we would break that. We break down the crime
Yo,
scene. We have the suspects,
is
and we can
hilarious,
guess who
bro.
was, and we would break the people down.
It was,
we
Walter
would give them
Merc-
a reading.
It
as
was Walter
brothers.
Mercado Jr. and Mercado.
Right, Walter Mercado Jr. and Mercado Jr.
What was the party planner guy?
Fernando.
Yo, this
Yo, what's
switch,
up?
yes,
Die.
It's
Yeah.
crazy because
Fernando the party planner.
The
They got a
story,
Jerry curl.
yeah, no, the story behind that was that that production company which was based in the Bronx. They had a relationship with Victor Cruz.
Oh, I remember Victor Cruz. Yeah, Victor
redhead
Cruz.
Victor Cruz.
Yeah.
And Victor.
Yo, wasn't he in the Penguin? Sorry.
Yes, he was.
He
Yes,
was,
he
right?
was.
Okay, I
Yes,
thought
he
I was
was.
bugging
He
for
was
He
a
was
second.
on
Doctor.
another show too recently. I forgot which one it was, but yeah, he was
He's
in
on
the
a lot of
Penguin.
shows.
Yeah, my bad.
No.
He's an actor.
So
Shout out, Vic.
see,
They tend to be on shows.
I'm
Yeah.
like, I know
Yeah.
this guy look familiar, bro. Like I'm watching the
It's
Penguin.
called being a working actor.
Yeah, that right there, the tone
Yeah.
and the matter
I
of
heard
fact,
it, I
heard it.
so
It was clean.
Yeah.
It was clean.
It just
It was clean.
and so they were like, listen, Victor just became SAG, so they could. It was a non-union commercial, and it was like, you think you pull it off? You think it's funny? And I'm like, yeah, let's see. And it was like the perfect balance of fucking campy, but yet. It was just the editing of it. Like that's one of the times I first realized it's like you can have a performance, but the post production and then editing and the timing and everything,
Yeah.
that shit what makes the magic. That's why
It's the timing.
we've been so blessed to work with Anthony Palmini, because in post production, like we'll be on set and we're like, all right,
We know that's not gonna
and
work,
we see the
yeah.
finished product, and we're like, yo, that shit is fucking hilarious.
Right.
That's how it was with Fernando. I was like, yo, they knew right away it was gonna be campy,
Yeah.
and it was gonna be a certain tone, and it worked out. So.
Michael Minguito.
Oh yeah, no,
Minguito is
yeah.
my character. Yeah.
You gotta do Minguito.
He's been in different, He thought like this.
Yeah.
He don't give a shit. He sometimes play a bad guy in the movie.
Yeah.
20-year anniversary.
Sí, no me joda mucho. Porque
That's what I'm saying,
Yeah.
man. Just bring
20
some of those.
years. No,
bring
we
some
were
of those
just
back.
talking not before the show.
No.
But a couple of days ago that it's 20 years since I shot the movie Juan Bago, which is how I met
Right.
Latin.
Right.
And that's
Wow.
when Minguito came out for the
Wow.
first time 20 years ago. In fact, right now I was doing casting because we shot
Juan
it from
Bago Part 2.
No, one. I'm talking about 20 years ago.
Juan still Bago.
No,
Yeah,
I'm saying, go work on the sequel, bro.
It's.
Come
I
on.
mean, I can see that.
that's an interesting take.
That's an interesting-
We hadn't thought about that
Yeah.
angle yet. Because we
Do a
thinking
little
of,
time
version.
jump. Do a little time
because the
jump.
thing is, we're thinking of doing like a reunion,
Okay.
like some sort of an event, watching it because the
Another
quality,
exclusive. You can cut
the
this one out,
quality
too.
and stuff,
There you go.
Because the quality of the movie is not the same. I don't think we want to show it like that, but we
Right.
want to at least go through some parts of the
Some
movie
hot
and maybe
tub- hot
say
tub
how
water.
the experience was.
I mean, that was the Wild Wild West. That was with the Panasonic. Remember
Yeah.
the ones you freaking.
The
how big
shoulder,
was
the
it?
shoulder ones,
Big
right?
diesel
shoulder
ones.
ones.
The
Yeah.
boombox.
No Diddy.
Sorry,
I still got one of those.
I'm like trying to stay away
What?
from the Diddy zone.
There you
So I was
can.
trying to like.
Now you're just
Yeah.
massaging
I
mad
did.
balls.
Yeah.
You can't, bro.
Leave it alone.
There's no
Fucked
way out
up.
of it.
Yeah.
No, but
Because you
it's-
went like this, like there was mad dicks. There was mad.
you can't phone with it in post production.
Yeah.
It's always just like.
Like stop, yo, like they're all around you, like yo.
No, so there are different. There are some characters who would love to, but the Mercado Brothers was so much fun because we did it last year when we did the show, the New York Theater, and
It's such a Latino thing, like you
Yeah,
know,
yeah, for sure.
And
it was so much fun.
and even if you like, the sketch is funny enough that even if you don't know about it, it's still gonna make you laugh.
Still
But if
relevant,
if you know we're really in it, like, and we say paz y mucho amor, like that's
Yeah.
that's our closing shit. That's how we walk off and we finish each other's sentences. We do it's fun. But again, that comes with like years and years of.
It's like
working
sports.
together.
Working
and,
together.
Yeah,
It's like
man.
sports,
Yeah.
They talk about the Knicks, but it's like,
Repetition.
it takes a while to team the gel, and that's the same thing for us.
No.
But
So-
I mean, now
Yeah,
it's
that's
like a
true,
thing
yeah.
where we just
También.
call each other, like, yo, I have a night, like, to the Three Kings or whatever. We just call each other,
Yeah.
and we could just like, yo, let's just make this, let's just do it. Now we have the means to do.
That's
We
beautiful,
shoot
man.
shit with our phones now, so there's no
4K.
excuses.
4K.
There's no
God,
excuses.
God,
There's no
God,
excuses.
God.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that means to go back to what you were saying before about the industry. Forget about having that people sponsor you. Do your own shit. You have the equipment now in your hands. Before it be like, oh, you have access to it. You can find it. No,
Right.
it's in your hands now for you to
And
do
you-
everything.
And you have the resources to publish it out there to the world.
There's so many
Even back
platforms.
then, like where the machine was helping you, all the really big artists, they use the machine, but they put money.
Yeah.
Like Ye, he always says how he had a deal, but he put all the money into those videos that got him super relative. He's the one that put money into almost all his promotion.
Yeah.
Same thing with Jay. All the real big artists did it all on their own, and then they just used the machine
I mean,
for
again,
capital.
that's what we had to do. Nobody was hiring us to do sketch comedy.
I
That's
see
a
now,
white
like,
world, bro.
I can't. He's a perfect example of doing it all, bro. He's like, content is consistent.
You gotta wear a
his
lot of hats.
Content is
visuals,
king, yeah.
He's out like every other fucking day. I'm like, damn, yo, here's a good reminder.
He's
And when
doing
you got
it.
people around you doing it, iron sharpens iron. So
Facts.
It's true.
It's
Even
about
us,
staying
like this
busy.
is what episode 40, right? And I feel like we're hitting our stride now, right?
Yeah.
Because it's about repetition, but you keep doing it. Like a lot of people are always looking for perfecting something before they do put their first whatever out, whether it's, clothing, music, whatever. They want to perfect it because they're so afraid of how it's going to be received. But the 100th one is always going to be better than the first
Yeah.
one.
Right.
You
Yeah.
got to just go for
Yeah.
it, man, because
Yeah.
it's
I'm plugging my podcast real quick.
Dale.
Men
Of
on
course.
Pause, Men on Pause
Please.
That's
podcast.
right. That's right.
Of course.
We're going to 215
Nice.
episodes.
Do you
that
guys
is a-
do video as well or just audio?
It's just audio.
Just audio.
I'm old school. It's a 20
vibes.
minutes.
new, yeah.
Yeah, there you
Old school, new
go.
vibes.
See how I
That's
cross?
good.
Podcast
Yeah, I had to-
currently
yeah,
on.
yeah.
I mean, no, and actually, like, because again, our shit really is a nostalgic show.
do you do
about-
it with?
I do it with my friend from high school, my boy P.
Oh, did he?
And
I know you had an event not so long ago, right?
yeah, we
To-
do comedy shows. We throw comedy shows to celebrate.
I think it was
episodes.
like a milestone event. Like
yeah,
to-
150.
The 150, yes.
We did 150.
But
We did
this-
100, and
yeah.
we did 100,
I'm
150.
gonna give you a pass for not inviting me, but that's okay.
There's a
we
big
can-
community just for even audio stuff like
But I'm
all the
feeling like,
drivers.
we do a
and
lot
the
of old school
truckers.
shit that we can connect with, because
Yeah,
we
let
do
us-
lists. So our show is strictly comedy.
Yeah.
It's half hour. I think about your ride home, like going
Yeah.
back. It's quick.
Yeah.
I try to throw in as many jokes as possible within that half hour.
I love it.
You know what I'm saying? But also like it's the rapport that me and my boy have. So it's like you're sitting in the backseat of our car and we going at each other sometimes. Sometimes we agree, sometimes we don't.
Right.
And we are definitely like even politically in different sides. So
So-
the show is very balanced but it's really navigating as a man, like how we navigate as men
That's
in the world today.
Another word, navigate.
Navigate.
Yeah.
That's
Three
three.
syllable
That's
words.
three.
Three
That's it.
syllable
Get
words.
down.
Shut his
Yeah.
mic off.
Tap me and I'll say the big word for you because you're
So-
capped out at 3.
I remember-
when we get political, Alex Jones, he's our
Yeah, that's-
theme. We
okay.
call
I'm
him
not.
Theme
I
Jones.
know, he's like, he puts me in that
I
fucking.
know, I know.
like,
That's Theme
just to
Jones
fuck
right
with
here.
me.
Meanwhile, he's the biggest conspiracy theorist of them all.
Yeah,
Yeah,
he'll send you like shit at 2 in the morning about
Yeah.
fucking flat Earth and shit.
So I'm that Russell. What's the other dude?
Russell Brand.
yeah. I'm the Russell. He's more of a conspiracy.
That
theorist.
reminds me, because we're talking about the podcast. In the earlier days, you had a radio show. You had a couple of radio shows. Because I'm picturing the studio.
No,
You
it
had
was
a
in
studio
Brooklyn. It was the
Yeah.
Buchicha Bueno show with
Buchicha
Rachel,
Bueno.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes.
Yes,
Melanie, and
yes,
then
yes.
Jamie. We brought it back for like about maybe like 10 episodes in 2011.
Okay.
Up in Washington Heights, but it was
Okay.
the Buchicha Bueno show.
Yes,
Yeah.
the
Which
Buchicha.
was a precursor to podcasting. I mean, it was
Yeah.
pretty much the same thing. The
Facts.
only difference was just they had music
Right.
during the breaks.
Right.
But we
That
had
was before
everybody.
Did you invite
Podcasting.
teams to any party?
I think so.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
for
no,
sure.
you didn't.
It was
I don't
around
think
that
you did.
time.
He's keeping score.
But
yeah.
Rachel was
Just trying to keep it fair and
But
balanced.
Rachel was the one in charge of booking, so I wasn't. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But
Well, no, but
was
that, you
helpful.
So
guys
it
were
wasn't
doing
from
it.
him. It wasn't
Remember.
actually from him.
I
yeah.
kind of took accountability for mine. I'm just
Right.
gonna put that
Yeah.
out
You
there.
guys
you
were
did.
no,
That's
but I'm saying
maturity.
you
That's
guys
maturity.
were doing it before podcast. Everybody started jumping on the whole podcast
Yeah.
bandwagon.
yeah, it was Urban Latino
what I mean?
Radio.
It was like, what do you call it?
Oh, that was J
Damn.
Street,
Internet
right?
radio.
10 J Street.
Yep.
I had a studio on
They
the
had a
6th floor
studio.
there.
Hey, everybody had a
6
studio there.
degrees
Everybody,
separation.
Full
Again,
circle,
bro.
Papa.
Word.
In fact, if I think I'm not being wild to say this, but I think podcasting sort of the people that are involved in the online radio
Developed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
when
Turned
some
into
of the
that.
bigger
Yeah.
podcasting was started then and
Yep.
morphed into
100%.
podcasting, and
Yeah.
they're huge. They started over there, so it was crazy. That was another same period in time where it was
Yeah.
just a wild west. Yeah,
was.
online radio.
It was beautiful.
It was
Yeah,
just
it was
wild.
beautiful.
I miss those
fear.
days, man.
Yeah.
The fucking good old days.
remember.
I mean, but back in the early, we were streaming our show. On,
Yeah.
On
Yeah.
what was the site?
There was these two guys, and they would record a lot of like salsa merengue live events.
Yeah. Right.
And then we met up at an event, and we were like, look, we're gonna be doing some sketch stuff at the La Pregunta Cafe on 137th in Amsterdam.
Yeah, I was there. Yeah, I was at
You
that
guys
show.
were there in one of
they
the
were at
shows.
that
It
show.
had brick walls, I
do.
think.
Yeah.
I was there.
Yeah.
That we had a problem with the feed at one point and all that shit because
Yeah.
we were
Oh
doing
my
the show
God,
live.
That's right.
You're lucky I wasn't performing. I would have cursed everybody out.
Now
But
we
it was
all-
so crazy because we were just doing like nobody had done that. We had never done that shit before. I was streaming it. You know,
Yeah,
my
like
mom's
live
watching the
stream,
show
yeah.
at home.
Yeah,
That shit
yeah.
was crazy.
Yeah,
That
that
was
was
like futuristic
three,
back
yeah,
then.
we had 3 cameras, but that shit was wild back
bro.
then. Because the capacity in that space was like 90, and we would always have like 120. It was a sweat
We used to
box.
pack it, yeah,
bro.
And
shit.
it was crazy,
Yeah.
man. It's
Latino.
fucking nuts. Because the beauty was it was like the stage. How big was the stage?
It was
like,
maybe 4x8.
like
8.
that, and then it
Oh,
was
did
just
he?
people packed on top, and then we had people in the back, and it was just so it was like uncut, pure comedy and laughter, and it was just everything. It was
Like the
it was
crowd
such
was
a
a
great
part of it, too,
Yeah,
yeah.
because it was just like the audience was right there, and then around that time we only did like one rehearsal. So yet again, it was a thing where it was just all raw and some improv mixed in there, and then the
Diddy, that
audience.
shit raw.
Oh,
yeah,
Diddy.
Yeah,
You missed that one.
Did
but
you guys
said
ever
it.
do
I did it.
Did y'all ever do any events at we were just talking about it, Apartment 78 in the Heights?
No, I think no. I know that
Because there was a lot of
we
events
did
that used to
networking
pop
events
off there.
there.
Yeah.
How about New York?
Like a brunch.
New
area, I think?
Eurekan,
Yeah, we
we
performed in New
performed
Eurekan.
in New Eurekan a couple of times. We even did then we did like a
We did a live show
written
there.
thing for someone that we had to do like a written
Spoken word?
No, we did.
not spoken
I've done
word,
a
but like,
spoken word show there. I did a long time ago, but no, we
was
did
like a monologue that we had to do, like a comedic monologue. I remember doing that there, but we did a couple of times. We performed there. In fact,
A
we
script
performed for
reading or
other.
something.
Yeah, we performed.
They're coming back out, right? New York, I think is. it's a
Oh,
new
they did
location.
close for a while.
They're,
Yeah.
they're,
Are
they're
they
remodeling.
renovating?
Yeah,
Oh,
they're
they're
remodeling.
remodeling.
They're
2
selling
years.
bricks.
I know La Bruja's always promoting.
La Bruja too. Remember that?
And La
shout out
Bruja
to Juan.
was
Shout out,
La
bro.
Bruja performed in the first time we did the Room 28 show at La Pregunta Cafe on his birthday.
She sang Happy
So that's
Birthday.
full circle.
20
That was-
years ago, by the way. That was
Crazy.
my 30th.
Yeah.
Not that I'm 50, but
32.
Right, I
Yeah.
got you.
Don't age
I'm not
yourself, yeah.
50.
Don't even try to do
next
the math.
time.
nah. But it was like it was that long ago almost.
It
Yeah.
was. We've been doing it for a while, guys.
Time flies, man. This is beautiful. That but
Nosotros somos
we're still
viejos.
doing it. You know
Yeah,
what I mean?
man.
No,
we
of
still
course.
here.
But our kids make us young. They, you know,
Very
they
true.
bring us
They
our
keep
youth
us-
back. We're all dads, so
They keep us relative.
they keep us young.
But like, also do what you love doing. Like, I'm gonna do music forever. Like,
Yeah, straight up.
Why shouldn't you?
right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Why
So
shouldn't you? You
I
understand what I'm
I
saying?
notice whenever I do take like a pause, or when I have in the past, because I think last couple years I've been way more consistent. And when there was a pause, it didn't feel right. Like I
Right.
was
Yeah.
off. Like even, and it's like
Something was missing.
yeah. So it's like being tapped in again. I'm like, damn man, it's just. It helps you continue something to look forward to, something to be
You
creative,
release,
keeps
man.
your mind
You
sharp.
release on like that shit you releasing.
Yeah.
You're. I mean, listen. As artists, you like. Sometimes you, like I said, we're like a vessel, and shit just passes through us, and we're just like, oh
Wow.
man, like you know,
Yes.
that shit came from the cosmos, and now
Yeah.
I'm saying I would have never thought of this, but it's happening in the moment. Boom, whatever.
Flash of genius. yeah.
Exactly. So that's one of those things. Like when you experience that,
You gotta
if
put
you
that.
gotta
you
keep.
gotta let it
no,
out.
you gotta
Yeah.
keep doing it.
Yeah,
Like it's like
yeah.
you can't stop doing that shit.
Right.
You can't stop feeling
It's in
that.
your
'cause it's
DNA.
different.
You gotta keep
You gotta
creating.
keep
Yo,
doing it.
that feeling that it creates when when you have a creation and you just
Oh my
that
God, it's
sense
so-
of complete like
Yeah. Fulfillment.
achievement,
For
yeah,
real.
fulfillment,
Yeah.
bro.
And that's the one
that's a
thing AI
tangible
cannot
feeling.
replace, right?
No.
That's because it's so formulaic, if that's the right word.
Right.
Now I'm using big words, right?
Oh,
so
shit.
yeah, there you
just
go.
got-
He's
you
just
just got
battled
a
us.
torch.
I
He's
felt
trying to
inspired.
battle.
I
It's
felt
contagious.
inspired. But yeah, it's
That deducts one of my words.
when you hear it. Fair enough. Fair enough. So, but when you hear it, you can tell that it's modeled off of something else, right?
Right.
Clear as day. You can tell.
Right.
You type in, East Coast '90s hip hop, and it sounds like Premiere. There's no way around it.
Yeah.
So. But from somebody like me or you, it's not going to sound like anything anybody else can make. Now whether people like it, that's subjective. But in the end, it comes from that feeling of being, fulfilled. You got to release on what only you have,
Listen,
what nobody else can do.
Yeah.
When you creating in that pocket, you know what I'm talking about.
Yeah,
when you
for
in
real.
that pocket and you're like, ooh,
Yeah.
another, oh shit, and there's nothing that can replace that.
You didn't even know you could do it until
Yeah,
until you
and that
hear
Your
happens
it.
in
wife, you could be over there
listen.
beefing, and you'll be like,
That happens in comedy
good.
sometimes. Like you're just like, oh man, you got a joke, and then I just like just the inflection or adding another word. Boom! Oh my God! Oh, I'm nailing it. I'm nailing
Hell
it.
yeah.
you know?
I think we're really blessed in this era and time, right? Because we have family members that came from another country. They were artists. They had to let
Yeah.
that go.
Yeah,
a lot
for
of
real.
individuals, the older generation, at some point in time, were like, "Well, yeah, I was an artist, but I got too busy, have family."
Gotta feed your
Because
family,
it's-
yeah.
But with technology now, mental health, like that is like you.
That's the
you
release now.
can't-
That's the hobby now.
You ever met
therapy.
somebody that was an artist and they killed that part, and you could just tell
Something died,
something
yeah.
died in
There's
them.
nothing behind the
and then when they
eyes.
talk about it, you see that glimpse
Yeah.
of
It
comes
joy.
back, yeah,
Yo,
for
and then
real.
and then throw the garbage out. Oh yeah, I'm gonna go
I
throw
gotta
it
go.
out.
Throw himself out.
So I think that we're so blessed now in this time where we can create and be an artist till we die, and I think that that's part, at least the balance, because you gotta either you're gonna play pickup ball or you're gonna do some other stuff, but art has a certain way to make you feel a certain way, and we're allowed to do that now with technology. There's no excuse.
And think about it
Word
this
up.
way too, like just the fact that we're in the time that we're creating right now, there's so much evolution that continues to happen. Like, you know, especially from our generation, we came from analog, now we're in digital, right?
Yeah.
So we're talking about like even in the way that people have progressed in the way that they create music and all this other shit. Like again, we're a step ahead of that shit, right? We're still creating that shit. But you can't duplicate that. You cannot.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
100%.
I agree.
Word up. Can't be replicated. Any final thoughts, fellas, before we wrap up?
Anything y'all want to plug? What y'all got going on
Let's do the
next? What y'all got
plugs.
going on now?
Jerry, you have a show. Jerry, you have the podcast, you have the show, a video. You
I'm
have a lot
gonna hire
of
as my
stuff.
manager.
Oh.
Yeah.
You have a lot of stuff.
I mean,
to-
no, because we out here still doing it. You know what I mean? We're still trying to like. I have no label as far as when it comes to. I'm whatever the job calls for, and like I said, I'm a vessel. So sometimes I'm a comedian. Sometimes I'm doing it through music. Sometimes I'm doing it through stand-up, like writing jokes. But I know God blessed me with a gift. So, you know, like I said, my podcast, Menopause Podcast. Check us out on all the wherever you know.
Streaming.
I'm my Saint Sunday comedy show. Look us up. We got a comedy show on April 11th.
Send the info. We'll blast it.
Bet. Thank
we'll
you.
share it.
So that should be
any final. I know there was I think probably the biggest topic online now is the LA fires. Any family you want to shout out, or any GoFundMe's for any people you know in California that you know?
Damn, I wish I knew off
off
rip,
rip,
but
but
there's
you
a
know,
lot of people out. No, I mean I've been communicating
family or
with them.
everyone
Yeah,
good?
like thank God, like everybody that I know out there is doing okay. You know, there's a couple people that I know they lost everything.
It's
You know,
crazy,
so
bro,
it
right?
is. You know, it's one of those things. It's just like wow,
insane.
And you know, just hearing the shit that's going on behind the scenes with the insurance companies and all that shit. It's like this is
how
not the
can
time.
you not think something conspiracy like right? When you
Absolutely.
see all
I mean,
that?
at the
Like,
end
how
of
is
the day,
that a
just because I was
coincidence?
working out, you know, and I was reading something like, you know, they're scheduled to have Olympics there too. Like, God forbid that's really why it is. You know what I mean? Like, I don't
evil,
want
There's
to
theories
believe
about
that.
they wanna do
Next level
smart city.
evil, bro.
You know what I mean? I don't want to believe that. But yeah, like
Hard to ignore.
but also like also kind of hard to put a thing on it right now because it's actually while still is happening,
happening,
which is like I don't like even the politicizing of it right
Right.
now. It's like you're like just chill out. Let's find out what's.
Yeah.
Let's help the
Those people
people
have
first.
lost everything.
Right? And at the end of the day, like these are not the people that are making decisions or running anything. They're just they're American citizens. You know,
Yeah.
like they're people. Let's help them out first,
Yeah.
and then we'll think about what is
Right.
whatever.
Then we could politicize.
Yeah, I think it's you're in the middle of something right now, and it's tough. But it's like, but you can't point fingers because it's everywhere, and it's you can't say it's one side or the other.
It's just so
the way
crazy
that things
because
are
it's so crazy
Everything's
because
like that.
You know, you'll hear one information, and then the counter. And then the counter of the counter of the counter, and then it's like, oh no, I read something, and it's like official. So it's so much going on. And again, we live in a day and age, everything's first.
And
everything
again,
is
you get lost in
exclusive. Everything is like this.
translation.
And it's just a lot. But then you see, like, there are friends of mine that I know that I've been affected to it. And that's real life. Like, they lost their fucking home. That shit is crazy.
'Cause it's not just rich Hollywood celebs.
No.
Yeah, it's
just
regular people.
It's just crazy. So, but again, you know, it's,
And then to give them less than $800. How do you? This is insane.
That's like an
Yo,
insult.
But you know what's so crazy? These people are getting more money, like community wise, or through GoFundMe.
Right,
They're
yeah.
getting more. So to get 700,
Crowdsourcing.
Community
with the
shows up when
crowdfunding.
government doesn't, brother.
yeah.
You
For
understand?
real.
That's how it is.
Exactly.
Well, we just wish everybody.
Yes,
It's
man, we
tragic
send
what
our
happened.
love,
man.
our
Good word. Yeah,
prayers.
sending nothing but love, man. Like, and there's a bunch of help out. Send money to anybody like out there, bro. Everybody needs your help out there. Really.
Definitely.
Keep your head up.
And yourself, sir? Any last words?
No, just
Shout out
continue
your baby
creating,
mamas,
be the artist, and what was that?
Juan Bago 2 in the works.
True.
Coming out in 20 years. We'll work on it. It's gonna be one of those, you know. No, we got a little something coming out in a
Let us
couple
know,
of weeks,
man.
and
Let
then
us know. We definitely we're there. We'll
Yeah.
support.
And you know, aside from being people's, you know, I speak for myself. I'm
Okay.
a fan of you guys' work.
Thank
Since
you.
way back then. You know
No,
what I'm saying?
absolutely. Like I said, we go back.
It's not fabricated laughs come. You know what I'm saying? Like,
No, of
y'all got
course.
some funny motherfuckers,
Thank
but
you,
I don't
man.
mean that
Thank you.
in a disrespectful way.
Never,
Y'all
never,
some
never.
funny how you fucking you know fucking make you laugh.
Like I
How am I
said,
funny?
That's a gift, but again, like we know that's a gift now. Like, you know, and haven't been doing it for this long, and there's like again, there's times you try to walk away from it and stuff, you know, and then you know you get messages from people, yeah, or like, man, so and so passed away in my family. I hadn't laughed that much since so, you know, and you're like, oh shit, this is why we do what we do, you know.
For real.
Yeah, man.
And that's it.
Keep it
And
alive.
then again, at the end of the day, while you're doing it too, it don't matter. Like, there's enough for everybody. So there ain't nobody.
That's the
There has to be
beauty
no
now.
competition.
Yeah.
you know.
There's
And the more you
audiences.
reach back and help out like your neighbor and work with them,
Good
like,
karma.
yeah, man. Like, that's what I'm saying. Like, look at these relationships that we've had for almost 20 years.
Yeah.
There was collaboration, and there was sometimes there is no infusion of work because, you know,
Right.
things don't happen. But just knowing that you collaborate or you even
Right.
help out, like, hey man, you help them make a connection with something else.
Right.
It's all about community, bro.
Yeah, that's
Yeah,
the
we gotta
and
keep it alive.
that's the age we're in right now, where you could be successful. There's a lot of successful people, but it's about building that pocket, that community.
Yeah.
And then when you have everyone that could use each other's services, this is how, without getting flagged, how the Israelis did it. I don't, you know who I was trying to hint at. I don't want to like that word and shit. Because
Yeah.
But that's how they do it, man. They keep it in the community. So,
That's
Any
not
last-
that's not house.
Narcodemus.
thank you,
My
sir.
brother Art got a new project dropping.
Thank you.
Narcodemus, 4
Yes.
tracks, right?
Tomorrow 1:15, right? Yeah. So when this comes out, hopefully go download that.
Go check that out.
Narcodemus.
That's
Shout
dope,
out
man.
to
Yeah, some
Doza,
Karate
Doza the
karate
drum
shit.
dealer.
Yo, respect to y'all, man. Y'all
Thank
still
you, man.
still
Yeah,
doing
man.
it out
Yo,
here, bro.
I love it, man. So
I
you
write
know,
all his shit.
Doza is he's also someone that's been continuing. He's been very, very consistent too. He's a producer as well, and beast.
Those have
He's-
got some bangers.
You know, and it's like we have a studio that we just work. We're always working, so we're sitting on pause a lot of material. You know what I mean? So it's like finally when we drop, I just don't want to drop anything. So when
Right.
you drop things, you kind of. It got to be strategic, you know. Oh, you got a post for here, this, that. Build up the anticipation, the 5-day countdown, 10-day countdown, and then, you know.
But you could be meticulous with it and do it because it's yours.
Right.
You know,
And you
there's a
can do
lot
it
of
from home,
times,
so
right?
it's
We talk
beautiful.
about something like, oh, you know, we have this conversation sometimes, you know, like, especially now with the creative and content, it's like, oh, you have to do it within this amount of time or this and it. And I'm like, yo, just do it first and then see where it fits.
Right.
Yeah.
But for the most part, don't
Force it.
Don't force the art. Don't fuck with the art. Like let it go through. Let it just let it breathe and then go from there. And I think a lot of times people are so like, art is art. So just keep creating. That's it.
Creating. Perpetual Living.
Perpetual Living, that's the latest project I dropped. I dropped it in November. It's 8 tracks.
Dope.
Yeah, go check that out if you get a chance. It's written by me, produced by this dude, Gustavo Beats, who I met on Instagram.
Theme wrote some of the rhymes too.
Yeah, Theme wrote some of the rhymes for that also.
Nice.
You're all over the place.
Yeah,
You
which
like
is
Diddy.
great, right? Because
Get around.
if this was years back, I'd never meet this person, right? So now with IG and with making connections, I was able to meet somebody who produced the
Who
whole
slid
album.
in whose
who
DM?
Never would have. So it's funny.
Don't say he slid into mine.
Yeah, because I met my ex like that.
I'll explain it. So a lot of times when you'll hit up a producer, you got dope stuff. They're a little apprehensive, right? Because the next thing you're gonna hit me up for beats. You're gonna
Right.
want some free beats, blah blah blah. So all I did was just hit him up. I was like, yo, you got some dope shit. Keep doing what you're doing. Few weeks passed, and then he hit me up to see if we wanted to work together. And I think that works better. Reach out to people, be
Right.
genuine. If you
Facts.
like
Yeah.
some, you don't got to start already with your hand out, because I feel like that already
Yeah.
leaves a sour taste in people's mouths. You just be
Diddy,
you.
that shit.
Yeah, word. Be you, but also
Diddy.
if you like something, let somebody know, man. That's people are doing this because they're putting their heart into it.
Right.
They want to know.
It's okay to be a fan.
Right? Too many
Yeah.
people don't want to be a fan
Don't
these
wanna be a
days.
fan
So I
anymore.
let him know he has some dope shit, and
Yeah.
eventually, we connected and we started working, and we put
That's
this
dope.
project together.
That's
But
dope. Yo, God bless
And
on
we,
that,
we
bro.
got the video, right? Those 2 videos we got.
yeah, well,
this
we
weekend.
just shot them. We
some,
just
so
shot them.
we
But
got
yeah,
that
we
coming.
shot some content for a couple of songs that we did together. One of
dope.
them is on a project that we dropped in June called Easy Architecture. And then we got a joint on the Perpetual Living album where it's me and him. The joint is called Not a Good Look. So we filmed content for that. And I'm
Nice.
putting
Just
it
working.
together now. So,
Dope.
yeah.
Excellent.
Word up,
Wait,
guys.
so are we okay? So we end the show.
Let's give each other a round of
Round of
applause.
applause. Thank y'all for coming on.
No, thank you for having us, man. Like it was about time, bro. Like, and for
way,
real,
way long overdue.
And for real,
Way
like I
long
said,
overdue.
like, sometimes I realize like the social media fucks us up a little bit because we are in contact in a way, like we kind of see each other from afar.
But you
And
don't see each other,
We're
really.
not really
Right,
seeing
yeah,
each
right.
other,
We see
but
each other,
we're
but we're
keeping
not
track
seeing
of each
that.
other. So we think
Exactly.
that we're seeing each other more than
Exactly.
we are.
It's a crazy
But
bubble.
man, I'm glad to see you
Yeah.
guys in the flesh. It's
Likewise,
beautiful.
likewise, my brother.
Man, we got to
Pleasure.
do it more.
Yeah.
Like
No
me
Diddy.
and Mike had a period. We were going back and forth. A little political shit. But listen, man,
It was fun.
It was fun. You know what I'm saying? It was fun.
I'm chilling now. I'm like,
but-
all right, guys,
but
let's
I
see
was
what y'all
like-
gonna do
but I
with
was
this.
like, Mike, we
right?
gotta get
Let's have
in
fun.
person.
Yeah.
No,
Get
of
together,
course.
politic, have fun. It's all love, man.
Well,
But-
this proves again at the end of the day, we have a common denominator. That
Booyaka.
we
It's okay to disagree on shit too.
that's
Like,
the
that doesn't
best.
mean that you hate each other. Like
Yeah.
that. Like
But it was just
That's
Too
what makes us so
often-
unique.
Too often it causes unnecessary conflict. When people have been disagreeing since the fucking
Exactly.
beginning
bro,
of
it's,
time.
it's
Like,
okay to be unique. You
But
know what I'm
it goes to
saying?
show
That's the
that
shit.
the love overcomes that. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
of
Like,
course.
the love and the
And that's
respect
the way it
overcomes
was in
that.
the 90s, like that 90s kind of hip hop.
Yeah.
You could have everyone had their own style.
Yeah.
It wasn't one cookie cutter kind of style. And
Facts.
it wasn't until it got super commercialized that everybody got to sound the same.
And look the same.
But now it's like, now it's like, everyone got to vote this way or everybody. No, it's cool, bro. You could do that. I do me. And we still
Listen,
love
yeah.
and
At the end
still
of the day, we
smoke
gotta
this out.
fucking go make some money and provide for our family.
That's
Yeah.
it.
no matter what
That's
happens,
it.
no matter
That's
what's
it.
happening,
We still gotta
around
work
you,
on
yeah.
Monday.
Exactly.
Yeah, exactly.
I got to work tomorrow, so let's wrap it up.
On that note,
Thank you guys.
Yeah.
Much love and
Thank you guys.
Till next
definitely
time.
get up
Till
soon.
next time.
yes,
Thank
sir.
you, thank you.
Peace, y'all.
Peace.
Follow us on all platforms. You already know.
Old school new vibes.
Oh, we was filmed the whole time.
Whole time.